there, I am Veronica Drake, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube. If you're new here, I suggest that you get a lay of the land, learn about who I am, my style, by watching some of my videos, and if it's your thing, click subscribe. And if it's even more your thing, share me with your friends. One of the things you should know about me, because it's really important, I love coffee. Yep, I'm a coffee psychic. Did I say that? Well, by title, I am a past life psychic medium. And what does that mean? That means that I reveal your past lives to you so that you can heal your present life. Yep, that's right. I have been shown by the guides, taken by the hand, if you will, sometimes reluctantly, and shown that everything that is happening in this incarnation, for you, for me, for all of us, has a tie to a past life. That includes our fears, our challenges, our lessons, everything. So, what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about some of those lessons that some of us came here to learn. So, one of them is the lesson of abandonment. I know it well. It's probably one of my number one lessons. And what abandonment looks like is different for every single person, but what you will come to understand is that how you experience abandonment is going to be unique to this incarnation. It's going to feel familiar to you, but it's going to tie back in a way that is super, super unique to you. So here's how you recognize a lesson. We might call it a pattern. If you take time and you look at your life over the course of time, this life right here, and I'm 59 years old, and I've been doing this journey for, about almost 30 years. And so as I look back, I can see where I began, where I started cutting my teeth, where I became curious about the soul and curious about spirituality. And as a result, I began to see different aspects of my life that were, well, similar. And one of the main themes that ran through all of my life was abandonment. Now, I could take myself on this journey and go back into a past life where I could see very early on I was left as a child on a doorstep, run away, and no one claimed me. While I was put on this doorstep, it was never meant for me to be found or to continue on or to have that life. And so I perished at a very young age as a very young soul. Now, we might go in physical reality, oh, that's sad and that's terrible. But the truth is, no, it is a lesson that was learned by me as that soul at that time. So one of the things I know about this work is it can get very complicated, or it can seem to get very complicated. And so what I want to do is I want to break it down into bite-sized pieces, and I want to help you have your own aha moments. And so one of the lessons was abandonment. Another lesson could be addiction. Now, on some level, there's a pattern of addiction with me. Now, was I addicted to physical product, if you will? Yeah, in my 20s, I was addicted to Xanax because my family, well, to this day, my father still doesn't like to emote, so he takes what he calls a nerve pill. So in the 80s, whenever I started feeling something and it was, ooh, my family said to me, including his mother, did you take your nerve pill? So what do? You take your nerve pill. As I grew, spiritually, emotionally, and chronologically, I began to explore the energy of addiction. Now, addiction doesn't necessarily have to be to substance, right? The other part of addiction for me was persons, most specifically male persons. I was seeking the attention of males. Now, not from a promiscuity place, but from a place of I felt like I need to be adored. I need to be worshiped almost, if you will. And so I would put this out there energetically, and I would, without consciousness, I think, be looking for it. Remember, this is all hindsight. And so when it dawned on me that, attention was what I was addicted to, I began to look into past lives regarding this lesson of attention. And what that past life showed me was I was royalty. I was a king. I was adored. I was worshiped. I was everything you could think a king should be, until I fell from grace. And it began this spiral that my soul still was holding on to in this lifetime. And so by recognizing that, doing my own past life regression and working with somebody who helped me recognize it, I began to soothe or to deal with or to cut ties, however you want to look at it, with that aspect of my soul. And so awareness is key. So some other lessons are failure, betrayal, loss, intolerance. So injustice also was a really big one for me. What I'd like you to do is take this time and look at the patterns in your own life. What keeps popping up over and over and over? And it may come in the form of a person. It may come in the form of the same kind of work, the same job. Maybe it's self-sabotaging behavior. Really, give yourself the gift of awareness. Begin the process of knowing yourself at a soul level. Now, I also want to tell you this. Another addiction I had was to food. Now, probably a lot of you will relate to this. I grew up in a very dysfunctional, and that means different things to different people, family. And I've talked about my story quite often. And not to bring it up again, but there was mental illness, there was alcoholism, among other things. And I began to self-soothe with food. But here's the interesting part. When my father recalls stories of me being an infant, I could never get enough bottle. And when I did, I was soothed, I was pacified, and I passed out for 12 hours straight. Like I would go to bed on a full belly, full bottle at 6:30 at night, and I would sleep till 7:30 the next morning. And so what I probably understand is that soothing for me came in the form of food. I didn't get it in this lifetime from humans. And in a past lifetime, I came from a world that was filled with famine, where you couldn't get enough. And so as I did this exploratory work and I put together this lack, this overabundance, and then this component of weight, I began to work through my weight issues. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you that this is how you can do it or it'll work for you, but I do know, and I can speak to, truly, my weight was tied to a past life. So if you are struggling with weight, there's hope. If you've tried everything out there, and I mean tried it, I mean you've shown up, you've done the work, you've put your foot forward and you've tried it, and it's just not stuck for you, maybe there's hope with past life. Maybe there's something in it that can be shifted or recognized and maybe released. Who knows? So these lessons, with each one of them comes a challenge. As you can imagine, the abandonment lesson came from with challenges of I could not develop intimacy. I would never let anybody that close. So you see, it's kind of like pulling a thread on a sweater. Once you start this process, everything begins to unravel. But here's what I know for sure. I would not trade knowing my soul the way that I do for anything. I would not Go back and try to do it differently, because who I am right now is a direct reflection of every aspect of every contract that I've ever written. So, if this interests you, you're in the right place, because this is the kind of stuff that 2022 is going to be bringing about from me. My guides told me 2022 is the year of the soul. So, if you're even a little bit interested, stick around. Don't forget, subscribe. And if you're interested and you want to take a journey and you'd like a leader, you'd like a guide, I incorporate shamanic principles, I incorporate 30 years of spiritual development, and I incorporate past life work. Book a private reading with me, past life reading, and let's get to business and find out what your challenges are, what your lessons are, what's your soul's personality. This is going to tell you a lot about who you are. And during the month of February 2022, when you book with me, you get free access to my past life regression class. So, book your private reading. I'll put the link below. And listen, if that's not your thing, peruse the videos. You'll watch the evolution of me. But please, subscribe, and I'd love to hear from you. And also, I have a free bonus for you on my website. If you jump over there and you scroll down, you can get your free bonus from me. Hey, why not? All right, it's been pleasure. And I'm going to sip my coffee and, work with clients all afternoon.